Okay, you guys ready? Scott?
Yeah, how are you, Jeremy?
Just being boring. What are you doing?
Being boring.
You know, staying out of trouble. Are you freezing out there in Alaska?
Oh yeah, it's getting colder too. This weekend we're supposed to be below zero for our highs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so hey, tell me again. I think I'm developing Alzheimer's here. What did you say you do for a living?
I'm a police officer.
You're a police officer. Okay, and how long have you been a police officer for?
Well, about 21 and a half years here in Anchorage, and then I was a cop in the Air Force for a little over 7 years, so
Oh, you were?
about almost 29 years.
So quite a few years. Now, I don't think I've ever asked you when we talked each day, are you on your own or do you have a family you're taking care of?
I have a wife and I have 7 children.
Holy cow. What does your wife do for a living?
She just picked up a job with Apple doing online customer service in
right.
Japanese. She's a Japanese national.
Oh, she is. Okay.
Yeah.
So this job that you've had, do you like what you're doing for a living?
Oh, I love what I'm doing.
What do you like about it? What do you enjoy?
Well, I have been fascinated by the street gang lifestyle, and I have been able to accomplish training and expertise in that field and become the foremost gang expert in the state of Alaska.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
And so I do training, I do validations, I'm a court expert, witness. You know, I just love that kind of work.
You do. So, I mean, to me, it sounds like things are going fairly well for you. I mean, is there anything you would change about what you're doing if you could?
Well, last April, they closed down the gang task force, and I've been moved back to patrol.
Okay.
And there have been a series of shootings and homicides involving gangs, and I'm a little frustrated because
what do you mean by
our
frustrated?
administration has decided we don't have a gang problem, so they're not doing anything to address it.
Has that had an impact on you?
Well, it has. It's
In
been
what
stressful.
way?
I've had a lot of news reporters that I've known over the years that have asked for my opinion, and when I've given my opinion, I've been on the wrong side of, you know, the administration and things like that.
I see. So as far as you starting your own business, and maybe you could tell me just so I can kind of, see the rationale, but besides some of this, these changes in the, where you're working out in the administration, I mean, I guess what's the main reason why you're looking for your own business rather than just finding a better type of job?
I have always kind of wanted to be on my own. I want to be my own boss. I don't want to have to answer to somebody else's ideas of what I should be doing.
Why now, though?
Why now? Yeah. Because I think after, 51 years of life and working for 30 plus years for other people, I'm ready to be on my own.
Okay, time to make a change possibly.
Yeah, time to make a change.
Now, hey, before you found us here with and everything, were you out there looking for, businesses you could start to make, to do these things, or what were you doing about finding your own business, to be your own boss?
Well, I have actually explored opening a restaurant, cooking Japanese ramen.
Okay.
I have reached out to a couple of franchises, one being a
Did you actually start one of those?
What's that?
Did you actually start one of those or just look at it?
No, I just explored it. The overhead that was required
Okay.
was beyond my means at the time.
Well, let's do this. I guess just to see if what we're doing here would actually work for you. But, besides you wanting something where you can, be your own boss, something where you're on your own, what exactly are you looking for, here in your business? I mean, what would be like your ideal criteria?
Well, I want to be able to work from home.
Okay.
I want to be able to set my own hours.
Okay.
I want to be able to achieve or exceed my current amount of income.
So more money, right?
More money, absolutely.
Okay.
I watched my dad work for 40 years as a dentist.
Okay.
And then his practice burned down, and the only thing he had for retirement was the insurance settlement.
Okay. What about this? And I think you know a lot of this because you've gone through, you've gone through like 5.5 steps or something I've had you gone through, not quite all 6, but What if you could
Correct.
do a business where, you would work from your home, like you had mentioned, and you would mainly work off like your computer, your telephone that you have. Now, you're not going to have employees per se like a traditional business does, but you
Correct.
are going to have others, let's say assisting you in running your business. And I'll give you an example of that. If the business resonates with you here, I'm going to be the person that does work directly with you. I didn't know if you're aware of that.
Okay, no, that sounds great, actually.
Well, unfortunately, you get stuck with boring old me. So I do that actually on a one-on-one basis for a lot of reasons. Okay, the main reason is to make sure that when you're working with me that you're actually making profits from what we're doing. You're making a sustainable income, but I'm not going to be considered your employer. Would that be of interest to you?
Yeah, I understand that completely.
Yeah, it's going to be like a partnership you'll have directly with me if you would like that.
Absolutely.
You're okay with that?
And well, and a little bit more about my background, just real quick.
Right.
I have a master's degree in management.
Okay.
I almost achieved a master's degree in Homeland Security.
Right.
The program got changed a little bit, so I wasn't successful in completing that.
Right.
I taught for 4 years at Charter College as an adjunct professor teaching
wow.
criminal justice.
Okay, so you've done quite a bit. Hey, Scott, can you hold on one second?
Sure.
Hold on just 1 second. You guys notice I'm using this pen that's like 50 cents instead of my $1,500 pen or $2,000 pen? Crazy. He was on mute, by the way. What do you guys think so far? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's something that he can do to help him get him where he's wanting to go, but let's find out. I mean, I really don't know. We got a few more questions for him. Scott, are you still there?
Yep, I sure am.
I apologize.
No, that's fine.
Tell me about this income, though. You had mentioned that you wanted to make more money, and I've never been involved in the type of work you're doing, all that stuff. But I've had some family members in the police force as well. But as you know, like you said, when you're working for someone else, sometimes you're, let's say, fairly limited on what they're going to want to pay you.
Correct.
Without that limit there, what would you want to make here in your business here? I mean, what would be like your ideal income annually? What would you really want to make?
Well, I mean, I've always dreamed of being able to make in excess of $250,000 annually.
250? Now,
Yeah.
hey, between what you and your spouse make together now, how close are you to 250,000 a year?
We're at about 180.
Okay, so you're about a little bit over halfway there then,
Correct.
75, 80%. So if you stay in that job, and Scott, like I said, just be completely realistic with me.
Sure.
But realistically, how many years would it take you before you were making just yourself $250,000 every single year?
I couldn't achieve it.
Why is
There's
that?
no way.
Why?
Because there's just not enough hours to work to make that level of income.
Let's say that we got you up to $250,000 a year here. What would you do with it?
Well, I would want to set myself up with investments such that I'm not going to have to worry about my income in retirement.
That's important to you.
I think that's the most primary one.
Okay.
Secondary to that is I want to make sure that all my debt is paid off. I then want to I would love to help my children with education.
Okay.
And my wife and I, we want to travel.
Do you? So you've been able to do those things. I mean, what would that do for you personally?
Well, I've done a lot of studying about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and that self-actualization is something I want to achieve. I want to be able to do what I want, when I want to, how I want to.
You'd like
and having that income structure behind me to allow that is important.
How would it be different, though? I mean, you making that money, how would your life be, let's say, maybe, different than it is now?
Oh, it would be stress-free.
In what way?
Well, right now I have an Excel spreadsheet and I use Quicken, and I am constantly worried about where the money's going to go, how I'm going to pay off this bill, how I'm going to achieve this retirement level. How am I going to get my kids through school? I mean, that is a huge stressor in my life,
How long have you had this stress in your life?
my entire life.
What's it doing to you?
Oh, it's creating all kinds of medical problems.
Is it? In what way?
Right now, I spend 3 days a week going through various physical therapy and whatnot. I go to the chiropractor 3 times, massage, I do acupuncture, I
Okay.
do, you know, all kinds of stuff to try and maintain some semblance of sanity.
Can I ask you something else here, Scott?
Sure.
And by all means, I don't want to offend you when I ask, because I've enjoyed our conversations we've had each day. But what are you going to do here if nothing changes? If you just stay in this job you have now the next 5 or 10 years?
I think if things are laid out properly, if I am able to manage my investments and stay in the job I'm in, I should be able to retire at age 55.
Are you willing to settle for that?
No, absolutely not. That's why I'm going through this program. I
So
know
it's-
that there is the ability to achieve something
Right.
better.
So it's important for you to do something then.
Oh, absolutely.
So finding a business, is it something you're looking for now, or, I mean, when do you want to find a business to make more money?
Right now,
Okay.
absolutely.
Because based on what you've told me here, what we're doing might actually work for you. Because you're saying that you want to find a business where you can make more money. You had talked about $250,000 a year, and right now there's been some changes in the administration, your work, and because of that, it's caused you to feel a little bit of stress sometimes.
Yep.
Okay. This is what I do. So this is basically how it's going to work for you. Now, you know some of this because you've gone through, like I said, you're about halfway through step 6. But like you read on there, I have the business here. I started doing this type of business just, like a normal member like you about, 8 years ago. And my first year, I think I sent it to you, but I made a little bit over $600,000 my first 12 months. Are you okay with those numbers?
Oh, absolutely.
Now, like you read, I make 4 times that amount per year now, but that's what I did the first year. Now, really what that means to you is that you can do the same thing. There's really not a difference. You can work from home like we do. Now, obviously, you have to start kind of part-time until you're making more money than your job. Then you won't have to do that anymore. And the reason why I told you that, in our business model, like you've been reading so far, we have a system that you'll follow, okay? 4-step system where the phone sales team, and you haven't learned this yet all the way, but the phone sales team will actually call all of your leads that we help you set up, and they will actually make the sales for you, the license sales for you. So because of that factor alone, it means virtually anybody can run the business now. And that's going to basically allow you to have a business, but a business where you can get your income, up to this range, this $250,000 range. But like you had also said, be able to have more time to travel with your wife, be able to help your kids out, but also be able to reduce some of the stress you've accumulated on your shoulders. I mean,
Absolutely.
Does that feel as though it might be maybe what you're looking for in a business?
Absolutely.
Why do you feel like it is, though?
I think the one thing that really strikes me more than anything
You want to
else
sleep.
is the ability to be my own boss.
Okay, that's
Because
important.
I know you're still going to be a mentor, and I have certain steps I have to follow.
Right.
But it's still up to me how much I put into it and how much I get out of it.
Very good point. Now, tell me this. So I've had you. So here's what I want you to do. Did you get on the JT to Bolt training call today?
No, I missed it. I've listened
killing
to the archive though.
Oh, what did you learn?
Well, I think that there's just a whole lot about what are the words that I'm trying to say here?
Go ahead.
It's all about how you set yourself apart.
Okay.
I think that, the attitude,
Sure.
the mindset, being able to think of yourself as the winner, as the achiever,
Right.
rather than allowing somebody else to dictate what your level of success is going to be.
Yeah, a lot of members would say that for sure. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go through the rest of step 6. So there's a video down at the bottom of step 6. I want
Okay.
you, it's about an hour and a half long, so you'll need to dedicate some time. I'm going to keep you busy.
Okay.
So either today or first thing in the morning, make sure you go through that. I want you to be on the power-up call tomorrow. Now, I'm probably going to have to set a time with you. Like I said, I'm down in event training right now. There's, I don't know, like 160, 170 people here that we're training how to run the business, kind of like you're learning right now. So now you're Alaska time, so I'm in this island, I don't even know what it's called, like Carousel or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you look it up?
I think it's called Curacao.
Carousel, okay, thank you. So I'm down in this island, and I won't be back until Friday. So it's Atlantic Standard Time, so I think I'm like 5 hours ahead of you. So it's like 10:20 at night. So
Okay.
I can probably, are you working tomorrow?
No, I'm off this entire week. I don't go to
Oh, you
work
are.
until Saturday night.
So I can probably touch base with you at about, can we do maybe about 8 in the morning your time?
Let me see.
It'll be about
I
1
think
my
I actually am going to be at physical therapy at 8.
What time do you leave?
Let me see here. Oh, no, actually, my therapy's not till 10:30, so I'll be fine.
Okay,
I'll
so
be here.
give me some leeway time, but I'll touch base with you about, probably about 8:30 in the morning your time. Plan on 15 minutes. And
Okay.
We'll go from there. Did you get bored tonight?
No, not at all.
Can
Not
I
at
mention
all.
something to you?
Yeah.
I'm actually still at the training event, and these people heard our entire conversation.
Very good.
Are you okay with that?
Oh, I have no problem with it.
So we're right here. I'd unplug my laptop. I'm up here on stage. I'd unplug my laptop and kind of walk you around and say hi to everybody, but then I'll probably lose the rest of my training. So we're here at night. We're still learning at 10:30 at night. Does everybody want to say hi to Scott and give him a big round of applause?
Oh, this is awesome.
Scott, I really appreciate you. You were a trooper. I didn't even tell you that you were live on camera, so we really appreciate you. So
No, I appreciate it. I wish I was down there with you guys.
well, maybe one day you'll be. So just like I said, about 8:30 in the morning your time is when I Skype you, okay? So like I said, finish step 6, that video. It's about an hour and a half long, and I'll see you in the morning. Anything you'd
Sounds
like to
good.
tell everybody?
Oh, I'm looking forward to making bunches of money and being my own boss.
All right, man. You're a trooper. Everybody likes that.
Thanks
All right,
much.
Scott. Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
See you tomorrow. Get some sleep.
Okay, bye.
All right, see you, big guy. Bye. All right, guys. So that's how we do a strategy session. What were your thoughts? Well, let's pass around the microphone. What were your thoughts? Pass it around. What were your thoughts? Just real quick while I get this presentation back up. What did you learn? It's probably what I should have asked.
Well,
Can you stand up?
by the questions that you ask, he talked himself right into, he's ready to buy.
Did you ever hear me say that one time that he should do this business?
Nope,
Did you ever hear me say that our products are the best?
nope,
Did you ever hear me say that we have the best compensation plan?
no,
Did you ever hear me say we have the best training?
no,
You see how that works?
yes.
It's that easy.